Hey guys, Clint Darden here with ClintDarden.com, and of course, the house of biceps. I'm sitting here with a video from Dan. Dan's walking me through his squat, bench press, and deadlift, and a few accessories here. So I want to break some things down and see a few things that I'm seeing wrong. I went to type this up in an email, and the email just was not going to cut it. So the best thing I could find was to come up with a video review. So there's some things going on with your squats, and I think right off the bat we're looking at where we're starting here. And we're going to look at the knee position. And this is something I think is very, very key. Look right there. Your knees are so far out, you began this whole lift with your knees going out. And you've got a wide stance, but it needs to be wider, or you need to change everything about your stance. Watch where we go from here. Here you are parallel. Your knees are wide, that's fine, but it looks like you don't have an arch in your back. And that's very common with people who are squatting with their knees going out and forward first. So I think the first thing you've got to address is the knee position as you go down. We either have to widen your stance to make up for that, or you've got to make sure that you're sitting back. Now, I always suggest that you do box squats for the simple fact that you are not going to cheat on a box squat. If you make any kind of mistake, it's going to stick out like a sore thumb. So I would honestly suggest that we look at doing some box squats for a while so we can make some corrections if it's nothing more than just a positional thing. So that's the first thing I want you to consider. Now we're moving on to the good mornings. You got the safety squat bar with your hands behind you. I'm not sure the purpose of that. The big thing, I've got a couple of questions here. The big thing here, let me go through a rep. Here we are going down. It's rep number 1. Now rep number 2 right here. I have no idea. Is this an arch back or a rounded back good morning? That needs to be the biggest thing that you're addressing. If this is a rounded back good morning, then this is okay. If it's supposed to be arched back, which I think you need work on, then this is terrible. Okay, so I want to see you doing some hard arched back good mornings, not just a good morning for the sake of doing a good morning. I want to see you doing a good morning with purpose. Your whole purpose with good mornings on your training program, as well as most of my clients, the purpose of good mornings, as with board presses, I want you to figure out which one you are terrible at, and then I don't want you to do them all the freaking time until you are brutally strong at them. Once again, I think we're seeing an issue with your arch, and that's also where you're going to lose it while you're doing your box squats and your squats. Now here we are at your bench press. It appears that you do have two things on that stand out. The big thing that I see right here is you're wearing a slingshot, and this is me wondering if you are wearing 5-finger Vibrams. So if you are wearing 5-finger Vibrams, this is me making fun of your 5-finger Vibrams. If not, please just excuse what I just said. So a couple of small things on your bench press. We've got to have much greater bar speed. You're pressing very casually without much speed. Everything is very, very slow, which should not be happening, especially with the slingshot on. Now your floor press, I'm seeing the same thing. It looks different, but it's the same thing. The main thing I want you to notice is that you are pressing. Let's see, you are pressing here, you're stopping. I want you to see what happens. First of all, you're not stopping, but just for a moment, and you've got to stop longer to have the explosion. Now, when you come off your chest, the first thing that happens is that bar is going back towards your face. Watch right here. First part of the bar movement goes right backwards towards your face off the floor. Now, it should be a rotation. It should not be straight off the floor and up. And I think you're losing this because right off the floor, the bar is moving. Your hands are moving closer to your face before the bar does. I hope that makes a little bit of a sense, a little bit of sense anyway. So what I want to see here when you are floor pressing is that explosion off the floor. No touch and go. There is no touch and go with floor press like what you're doing here. I want you to stop on the floor and then explode like crazy off the floor. You've got to have that pause on the floor, just like you would for a box squat, just like you would for a dumbbell deadlift. You have got to have that pause on the floor just so you can learn to have that torque, that speed, and that drive off the floor that's going to carry you through a sticking point, as well as proper rotation of the elbows, not just the shoulders. You don't have to mention it earlier about the bar going back towards your face. We've got to look at a proper rotation of the elbows and not the shoulders. So flare those elbows up a little bit instead of using the shoulders to throw the bar towards your face. You're going to lose some lose some bench presses and some teeth. So we're here on the deadlift. Now there's some small mistakes here I'm seeing. I'm going to break down one of your first couple of reps. There's your first rep. Now let's break this down and see what we can see. Now right there is basically the point of impact. We have got to rotate those shoulders back, get them behind the bar. Now you do have a little bit of motion that gets it back better in line, but I want to see more vertical shins. I want to see your shoulders behind the bar a little more. That way you can use the hamstrings more. Here you are at just below the knee. Look at your back position. You have no legs in this lift at all. And here you are above the knee. Look again, look at your shoulder, look at your back position. This has got to be corrected. And as you go to finish the lift, you see where you're at, see how far your shoulders are in front of the bar. This all began at the beginning of the lift. If you don't begin right, you're not going to finish right. You're going to be put in this position in the last portion of your deadlift is all lower back. Let's play some of these in regular speed. So what do we do here to correct this? A lot of things. First of all, you just got to get stronger. Once again, we're looking at an arched back issue and a hamstring issue. So if you're doing lots and lots of good mornings with a rounded back, I'm suggesting that you arch your back. You're going to arch your back to learn how to keep an arch. And the arch back good morning is a whole lot of hamstrings, where most people think that it's going to be lower back, and it's not. You're going to learn how to arch, and you're going to fry your hamstrings with an arched back good morning. You've also got to do some top-down deadlifts and some Dimmel deadlifts to correct this. Now here we are with the Swiss safety squat bar. Good mornings. Now it makes me wonder why you have this grip right here, and then you switch out to this grip. Okay. Now if you want to do it one grip on one day and one grip on the other day, that is perfectly fine. But I would prefer to see you with your hands out in front of you and forcing an arch at the same time. Once again, this appears to be some sort of rounded back good morning. I'm not for sure. I'm not for sure if you are either. But you have to have some sort of distinction in what you're doing. You have to have a reason behind what you're doing in order to have the ability to program yourself in the future. And that's what I want you to be able to do, obviously, is to be able to program yourself in the future. So when it comes to your squat, I just want to see a harder arch. I want to see you doing some box squats. I want to see you playing with a slightly wider foot position, seeing if we can get some more speed. I think we're going to have some speed issues with your box squat in the future. And once you bring all that up, you're going to see your squat numbers go through the roof. With your pressing, you really look like you're a casual presser. You're pressing without any intensity, without any speed. We want to fix some technical things, and then we can look at adding a dynamic effort, moving in there, or we can look at adding bands or chains to the 5-3-1 program, boards, whatever it takes to do that, having a whole lot of fun with some serious heavy weight and teaching you how to press quickly. When it comes to your deadlift, once again, we're looking at some technical issues that need to be fixed before we go heavy, although I wouldn't mind seeing you pull an honest 90, 92, or 95% deadlift to see what it looks like when you pull heavy, to have an idea of what's going wrong when there is major weight on the bar. So get me some more videos. Hope this answers some of the questions that you sent me in the emails that you have sent me. And let's get back to work, brother.